Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Sydney, and I'm a Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique practitioner here in San Diego. And today I wanted to discuss the benefits of going to a professional trained hypnotist for past life regression or subconscious healing rather than just doing the self-guided hypnosis sessions on YouTube or another platform. Of course, I am not bashing any self-guided meditation or hypnosis because self-guided hypnosis was a huge part of my journey, and I know it's a huge part of, people that are on this spiritual path journey. They're searching for ways to connect to their higher self, so it's definitely a huge part of the journey. But I have noticed, ever since getting my own hypnosis session and becoming a practitioner, there are definitely some extra benefits to going to a trained hypnotist, specifically QHHT practitioner for this type of healing. So the first benefit to going to a trained hypnotist rather than just doing a self-guided hypnosis session on YouTube or another platform is that you get a personalized experience just for you and your healing goals. You might come to the session having specific things in mind that you want to heal and address during the session, but since you're going to have the pre-talk before that lasts about 2 to 3 hours while I get to know you and your life story, we might even uncover more things that you would like to address or things that you never even thought about. So you're getting even more than maybe you even expected already just from having that pre-talk period where we're discussing your goals. Also, another way that it is a personalized experience is when you actually are in trance, the hypnotist can guide you based on your responses in real time. So if you end up in a past life and you're seeing something like you're in a field or something, I can be like asking questions about that specific thing. Like I can be like, "Oh, what do you see around you? What kind of field is that? Is there anyone around you? Do you like being there? Do you not like being there?" Like I can ask very specific questions to kind of unfold the story in a more detailed way so that you get more information about what you're seeing, rather than if it was just self-guided hypnosis, you would just be seeing the field and not being asked very specific questions about that. So it doesn't open up your experience as broadly. The self led hypnosis sessions are just naturally going to be more general because they do have to cater to the general public. So naturally, you're going to get more answers and information if you had somebody there to support you through that process. The second benefit to going to a trained hypnotist is that you're more likely to drop into those deep levels of trance with one on one guidance. The hypnotist should ensure that you have a safe and comfortable environment so that your conscious mind feels relaxed so that it can step to the side and you're allowing your subconscious to come forward and show you those deep subconscious memories. I know sometimes it's easy to get distracted with everyday life if you're in your own home. Like you got the kids running around, your partner needs something from you, you forgot to feed the cat, you gotta let the dog out. Like there's so many things that can distract us in everyday life when you're in your own space. That's why it's beneficial to go to a hypnotist that has a comfortable environment that's dedicated just for hypnosis so that you're not feeling distracted by everyday things. Also, when you have the pre-talk with your hypnotist, as you're talking and talking and talking, that naturally tires out the conscious mind so that your conscious mind again can relax even more to allow your subconscious to naturally take the lead. Whereas if you were just doing a self-guided hypnosis, you wouldn't have that person to tell your whole life story to before you went into the session. And even if you did, that person wouldn't be there during the self-guided hypnosis to help guide you and understand your healing goals and everything. So it just makes more sense to have somebody there to help guide you through the entire process. It's also true that while you're in that trance state, The more you talk and describe what you're seeing to the hypnotist, the deeper in trance you actually go. So when you're doing self-hypnosis, usually you're just kind of laying there by yourself and experiencing everything in your mind, and there's no one to tell what you're experiencing too. So you're actually not going to drop into a deeper state because of that. The more you talk during the hypnosis session, the deeper into trance you will go because you're allowing yourself to focus on what your subconscious is showing you. So, the third benefit to going to a trained hypnotist is that you get that emotional safety and support. So, because you're going to a deeper state of trance, the emotions that come up from your past life and past life traumas can feel very intense, and a lot of emotions will be released during the session. And so it's nice to have that hypnotist there that can walk you through that and offer grounding techniques and help you process what's coming up. I always love when I'm under in a trance and I am releasing trauma. The crying feels so different than when you're just crying normally, like on a normal day. When you cry under trance, you feel the weight of everything leaving your body. It's it's crazy. It feels so amazing because truly it is stuff that we have been carrying around for years and even over lifetimes. So what your soul is releasing these emotions, and you feel lighter as a result. And I just feel like you feel lighter, you walk around the world a lighter, more joyful person because you're allowing this trauma to leave your body. Like, just imagine if everybody did that. Like, imagine if everybody released trauma through a hypnosis session, the type of world we would be living in. Like, everyone would feel so light, and it would just be such a loving world. That's why I'm so passionate about this, because imagine if everybody got a session and everybody was just that much lighter coming out of the session. It would be a totally different world. The fourth benefit to going to a hypnotist is you get real-time communication with your subconscious. In a self-guided hypnosis session, it's less likely that you're going to go deep enough to where you can get that really clear communication with the subconscious. If you have that hypnotist there, they are basically there to communicate with your subconscious for you. Since the hypnotist is going to be in a more conscious state while you're in a trance state, they are able to get your questions asked while you just focus on receiving the answers that come from your subconscious. Honestly, sometimes when you're in a trance state, you feel so relaxed that you honestly kind of forget the problems that you're having in the world. You feel no worries and no problems in this state, and so you might forget about the questions that you were even going to ask while you're under. So the hypnotist can redirect the session to make sure that those questions that you have are answered during the session, so that when you come out of that trance state, you're going to have a clear way forward and know your next steps and what you need to do. And of course, it's all recorded as well, so you can go back to that recording whenever you need to, or whenever you feel like you don't remember what happened in the session. And I guarantee you, every time you listen to the session, you're probably going to get something new that you don't remember. Even if you listen to it 5 times, I guarantee you, the sixth time you listen to it, you're going to find another something that clicks. And the fifth benefit to having someone there with you is that your practitioner is going to be able to guide you and reassure that everything's going perfectly. So when you're under, sometimes you start to like question and doubt yourself, like, is this actually happening? Is this actually my subconscious, or is this my conscious? Like, just starting to doubt yourself and what you're seeing. But the hypnotist is there to make sure that you are confident that what you're seeing is what you need to be saying, and that everything is going smoothly. Your hypnotist will also be there for you at the end of it after you've experienced all of this healing and these past lives, um, everything during the session. They're going to be there with you at the end so that if you want to talk about your experience, you can do that. Whereas if you were just doing self-guided, you might not have anybody to talk to about it after, you know? I know that when I was doing self-guided and I was experiencing these things, I wanted to talk to people about it, but I honestly just felt like they would think I was crazy, or I don't know, they just wouldn't get it, you know? But this guarantees that you have somebody that was literally there with you during this experience, and somebody that gets it, and you get to like process what happened and talk about anything that excited you or anything that you had realized during the session or anything that you feel excited about. There's someone there that is able to talk to about it. And the sixth benefit to going to a trained hypnotist is showing your subconscious that you are ready for healing, because it does take time and money to go to a session. The sessions take 5, sometimes up to 7 hours. So if you just say, "Oh no, I don't have the time for that. You know, I have so many things to do." It's kind of showing your subconscious that you don't feel like you're worth it or ready for that session. And also the money. You know, I know it's easy to spend money on other people. I always hear people say, like, I have no problem treating other people to like ice cream or whatever, or a meal or something. But when it comes to myself, like, I tell myself I don't need it. Like, oh, I don't need that ice cream. When really it's like, if you would have just got the ice cream for yourself, you would have like shown yourself that you're worth it and that you deserve it. You deserve to enjoy life and you deserve to have something that you want. And so when you spend that time and money on yourself, you're showing your subconscious that you love yourself and that you are worth it. And that just leads to way more transformation and self love going forward. So, while I do believe self hypnosis is a great start and a way to dip your toe into communicating with your higher self and subconscious, I do, of course, recommend a QHHT session tailored just for you. So, I cannot wait to see you as a client, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.